All right. I don't have my glasses on. Does that look clear? More or less? All right. Well, let's get this show on the road, eh? We got a busy program today. So thanks everybody for coming out today. Happy New Year. Hope everybody had a good holiday and New Year, however you decided to celebrate. Thanks as always to Chic Studio for hosting us today. We've got some exciting news to share about our partnership with this venue coming up later in the program that I'm gonna share with you guys. But in traditional fashion, do we have any brand new folks joining us today? First timers? Oh, okay, we got a couple in the back. Welcome, welcome. One up front, we got one over here. All right, you're on the spotlight now, so we'll start in the back. Please tell us your name and what you like to build. Okay.
This is our adopted uncles on Paris, but
well, you've got a good one there.
we're family from London. So Meg Harrison, my daughter Maya Harrison, produced the community. My first Lego memory is of moving a recent immigrant to America and being the contractor for all of our greenhouses.
Oh. Wow.
In upstate New York.
Nice. All right. Well, welcome. How about over here?
Hey, Elaine, right now I'm working on the Endeavor ship.
Oh, cool. All right.
And right now I'm working on
Mosaics. All right. Very cool. We got a lot of mosaic builders in this group. And how about right here in front?
I'm Carola, and I live in Newburgh, but I really like the village stuff.
Okay.
Houses and
Like modular buildings and what have you. Great. Well, welcome everybody, all the new folks. We're happy to have you join us. We got a lot to share with you today and lots of information about how you can get involved with PortLUG, get involved with new builds, and enjoy some cool new activities that we've got planned for this year. So I wanted to start off today's program by just giving kind of a real quick year in review. Oh, nope, don't go to sleep on me. And offer up a few congratulations. I don't think, Margaret's not here today, but Margaret was selected as one of the Builders of the Year by Brothers Brick for her bioorganic builds. If you have not seen her stuff, check it out at the next show or convention because it's amazing. So congrats to Margaret in absentia today. Another big congratulations to our own Kelly Bartlett for her profile in Bricka magazine. Great magazine, really nice production quality of this thing, has a lot of potential going forward. So if you haven't checked out Bricka yet, please do. It is likely to offer a lot of inspiration for builders going forward and will be a fun thing to have in our resource arsenal. And then is Pam Henry here today? No Pam? Okay, well, as a lot of you know, Pam, she was inducted into the Lego House Gallery this year for her Victorian dollhouse. So congrats to Pam and everybody else who participated in our events last year, who received awards at Bricks Cascade. You know, you all are doing awesome work and we're all excited to be in this community with you and enjoying, you know, what we have together, and we continue building, you know, opportunities and creativity together. So just a real quick rundown of some numbers. So last year we had 9 big display events. That included Rose City Comic-Con, Fan Expo, our Star Wars weekend that was here at the mall. And then we had some more specialized showcases like our library gallery, our OMSI GBC display. So it was a great year for events for us last year. Of those 9 events, 104 of you participated in those. So thank you very much to everybody who participated in our events last year, who brought mocks, who helped work our booths, who helped with logistics. All of that is invaluable in putting together these presentations to the public and showing off all the great work that you guys do. So thank you for that. And then our last significant milestone was last year. We had over 190 people attend PortLUG meetings through the year. So 190 people attended at least one meeting last year. We have kind of our core group of you guys, you know, about our normal, 60-ish, but then we had a whole bunch more people that are, joining us at different times through the year to participate and appreciate what everybody does. And of those 190 people that participated last year, there was one person in the group who attended every meeting every month, besides like us admin folks. And so we have a special recognition reward for this one person put together by the board and steering committee. We got a little trophy for you. We got a little brick badge for you. And we have a bag of swag. There's some Lego in here, some poly bags, minifigures, some cool little goodies. So our A+ attendance member last year was John Clack. So John, come and get your stuff. Congratulations. Take your trophy and, oh, don't forget your badge. So congratulations, John, and keep up the good work. Now, I know a lot of you are probably thinking, oh man, I need to get that this year. I can't guarantee we're gonna have the same thing, but something to strive for. So let's talk about some new stuff. So first on the list, we're going through some changes now in early 26. We've been doing as you've heard me say, been doing a lot of work on the back end. We are changing our email system. So the Gmail that you're familiar with, the PortLUGPDX@gmail, is getting phased out. We are going into a dedicated email server that's linked to our website, PortLUG.org, and we've got a new main email address. That's info@portlug.org. That is where your emails and meeting announcements and event info is going to be coming from. So please be sure to add info@portlug.org to your contact list. You'll still get it even if you're put it into your main contact list, but it might go into your spam or your promotions folder or what have you. So if you've got it in your contacts list, you'll be sure to get that in your primary box. A few other emails that are less important, but for you to be aware of, so that you can, if you've got a question, a concern, anything you want to share, we now have person-specific emails that you can reach out to. I am currently director at PortLUG. Alan, who's running our website, is website@PortLUG. Zach, who's running social media, is social@PortLUG, and so on. All of these emails will be up on our website, and I'll share a little bit more info about that a little bit later in the program. But just be aware of there's a whole new stream of emails that will be out there where you might be getting information from, or resources where you can contact folks that are on the board, steering committee, or in our admin area who help handle a lot of stuff behind the scenes. So speaking of our website, did anybody see the post that went up late last night about the launch of our new site? All right, what do you guys think about that? Good? Yeah. All right. A huge thank you to Alan up front here, and all the time that he spent working on that website. It was kind of a big challenge last year. We had a big vision going into the beginning of last year, if you probably remember, but then we hit a lot of speed bumps and snags with the platform that we had originally hoped to be working with. So we had to make a big pivot about halfway through the year, start from scratch, and then build it up essentially from square one. But with Alan's help and the feedback from a lot of you guys who filled out our survey and the board and steering committee, we've started working on a really solid foundation for PortLUG's new website. And if I can make this work, I'm going to take you guys on a tour. And just show you, can you see that? Yes. Show you some of the features. So I'm going to stand up here so I can do it. So this is now our main homepage. Look at all those smiling PortLUG faces. We've got a new menu up at the top, which I'll go over in a minute. Right now, our homepage is a little bit on the spare side. We're going to be adding some more features to it in phase 2, which will be coming later this year. There will be a new shop portal. There will be a blog listing where we're going to be giving you guys a lot more event and other information. And we're working on getting a social stream up on our homepage. So lots of stuff coming in phase 2 to look forward to. We've also got a nice, clear, easy to read way. I mean, y'all are pretty much signed up already, but for folks who come to our homepage now, they'll find the Get PortLUG News and an easy portal to just sign right up on our homepage and start getting our PortLUG newsletters. So going across our menu and just showing you guys some of the features for those who haven't seen it yet. Very first up is about PortLUG. And top of the page, this is where, is that blurry again? A little, okay, just me. So this is our mission, vision, and values. This is what all of you identified as in our survey last year of what is important to you with PortLUG, why it matters, and what we strive to do as a community. So this is kind of boiled down into quick, easy statements. So when you or anybody else comes to this page, you can see this is what PortLUG's all about, and this is what the people like to do. And then scrolling down, we have some general information. What is PortLUG? Why are we called PortLUG, etc. You can peruse this at your leisure to see all the information that's up here. A lot of this was taken from our ancient website and updated so that it's more attuned to the current needs and situation. Following that is our list of our board of directors and our steering committee. There's contact info for everybody on the board and steering committee. So if you have any need to reach out to me, Alan, Zach, or anybody else who might be able to steer you in a direction with something that you might have a question or concern about, their contact info is there. And then scrolling down to the bottom of this page is our Learn More section, where you'll find more info about Lego, about PortLUG, about our meetings and events. There's a glossary of terms. There's descriptions of many of our activities. This is, since you guys are all old hats to this, this is a lot of info for new people. There will be more info coming to this menu. We're still creating the content for that, and that will be going up shortly. So moving along our menu here, this is the thing that's going to excite you the most. Our events page now has a listing of everything going on with PortLUG through the end of May. So this tells you where our meetings are, where our activities are, where extracurriculars are, where we're having events, and there are summaries of what will be happening at each of these meetings as far as programs we have lined up, activities we have lined up. build challenges that might be coming up down the line, one of which I'll talk about shortly. And then some extra cool stuff that we've got in the works right now. This has both PortLUG stuff. This has Grant's Bricks and Booze down in Salem. There's convention information in here. This is going to be your main resource for what's going on with PortLUG and where to go and do it. I see a question.
What's 5 and 10? 5 and 9.
I'll share that with you in a minute. portlug.org/events is going to be your new favorite homepage. Then moving on down our line, we've got our gallery. This is where we're posting photos from all the events that you guys do and all the creative stuff that you bring to share with us. So lots of pictures here. So we plan on building on this into the new year. So when you're bringing your mocks to the shows, be ready to show off those mocks and your smiling face. We're going to make you famous here. And then next up is our community section. This is probably the biggest still work in progress portion of the website. Right now, we're assembling information about some of the collaborative building opportunities that you're going to hear about, hear about a little bit later in our meeting today. But this is also where you will be coming in the future to connect with fellow PortLUG members. We're going to create a full portal where you can come in, create a profile, connect with folks so that you can work together to work on a collab, do other things, or just make new friends in PortLUG. So lots of new stuff coming to the community portal on our website later on this year. We also have a new portal for PortLUG's swag shop. So you can reach our shop directly from our own website now. We're continuing to incorporate new items into the shop. It's gotten a little bit more challenging lately, but we're trying to keep up with it. Thanks to everybody who purchased from the shop last year. We are working with our shop manager and we're starting to get those funds that have come in from all of your purchases that are going in to help support our events and some of the activities that we've got coming up this year that I keep teasing you guys with. And then last on the line is our social tab. And this is where you can access all of PortLUG's social media channels. Our primary ones are Instagram and YouTube, as you already know. And then we've also got links to our Discord, our Facebook group, and we have an account with Blue Sky, but it's currently inactive. So that might be something we'll incorporate later on down the line if we deem that it's appropriate, and if there's enough people who are interested in following that. And then you can see right there in the corner, we've got a donate button. That is where currently, whoops, what did I do there? That button is currently not set up. In the future, that will be an opportunity for you to make monetary donations to PortLUG to help with our events and activities. We're still getting the back end portion of that sorted out. So for right now, that is defunct. But I would just like to throw out to everyone, you know, as we look forward to this new year, as LEGO kind of dials back their support of LUGs, that we rely on you guys more than everything to help support our LUG, you know, through both your, you know, monetary donations through like our raffle and other means, and by your donations of brick that goes into like our event support giveaways, our prizes for activities that we've got a lot of coming up. If a lot of you guys, like you probably heard last year, we had a banger of a raffle last year where y'all donated over $1,500 to PortLUG, which was tremendous in helping us, you know, do a lot of stuff, get more stanchions for our events so that all your stuff can stay protected from sticky fingers, you know, for getting these cool event bricks that a lot of you will be receiving next week for coming to Fan Expo. And then some cool prizes that we've got coming on down the line. So until we get that donate thing completely sorted out, if you're interested in donating to PortLUG in any way, bless you, Leah, you can talk to me, you can talk to JJ, you can talk to Kelly. Again, we greatly appreciate everything everybody does to help support our group and keep us moving forward. Question in the back.
Yeah, I was just wondering on the donations thing, total for last year's donation? Yep. Awesome, we do.
Yeah.
Yes. Can we take a minute?
Yeah.
So last year, after I got everything from our December meeting and handed it off to them, fortunately there was no black bands. Just one good moving band. We gave over $10,450. Everything went to them, and they were very appreciative. Last year was very hard for them because of cutbacks and programs, and there was more people that were looking for gifts for their kids, so the increase in need went up and the donations went down. So our donations was a bigger impact than ever, over $10,000. So hopefully we can keep that up again for this year, because I don't anticipate this year being any different from last year. So thank you everyone who donated for CASA. It all went. They don't have anything left. So if you're looking for Lego sets to round out your gift with purchase, look at CASA. And I will take donations throughout the year, not just in the fall. Thank you. We reached the 70th year. That was our highest year yet. Last year was 93.87. The year before that was 75.11. So we keep going up and up and up.
All right. Good on everyone. Well, I'm going to let Kelly follow that up with her announcements, and then I'm going to continue on with the activities we got coming up.
Yeah, just a quick update from what I've got going on. Local is happening now, and we're still waiting for the final list from Lego on what's going to be available for our local purchases. So I have all of your requests. I'm sorting through those, and we're just waiting a little bit. So if you sign up for that, just do it. Something's going to be fun. So you'll be hearing from me again with a local update. We're doing the end of the year survey for ambassadors. Well, the ambassador fills it out, but it's a survey for us about how we feel about the land, like how's the communication, are we happy with their services, that kind of stuff. So I'm filling it out. I'm talking to the board about it. If you want to say, just email me, send me an email if you have feedback for the land, how we're engaging together. That's what I'm working on now. And then the other thing that we're still waiting on is the changes that are coming to project support. They told us, and I told you guys this before, that they're making changes to project support. They're going to have a new system in place, but we still are waiting for. Oh, sorry. Do I need to say that all again? Okay. But we're still waiting for the final words. So they still are telling us they're working on it, and they will share their updates to their project support program hopefully soon. But I think Lug Bulk is taking priority right now, so they're all focused on that. But that's it. Yeah, those are the only things going on. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yes, for new people. So Lug Bulk is a chance that our members have to buy Lego bricks at a bulk rate, a discounted price, and we order once as a group once a year, so it's happening right now. So if you missed out on this Lug Bulk order, we'll be doing it again. At the end of 2026 is when that process starts. So you get to be able to buy lots and lots of pieces at a good price. Yeah. Yes. It's just for the lugs, and so don't post about it, don't share about it. But if you're coming to lug meetings, you'll hear about it, and we just don't want to advertise it too much outside of our group here. Yeah. But it is a really fun opportunity for us. Yeah, and the requirements, that's a good addition. So to be able to participate in Lug Bulk is you need to come to at least 3 PortLUG meetings throughout the year and participate in it's one event. One of our display showcasing events, like Fan Expo next weekend, or we have Comic Con later. So one event and 3 meetings.
Bricks Cascade doesn't count.
Bricks Cascade does not count. Right. Yes.
Virtual meetings.
Virtual meetings count, yes.
Okay, that's it from me. Thank you.
Thanks, Kelly.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. Thank you, Kelly. Jess, did you have a question? I'm going to hit Fan Expo in a few minutes, so hold that thought. Okay, so let's talk about some activities, huh? Because we got a full load for you guys coming up soon. Starting off with some new midweek evening social activities that we've got lined up for you guys. We've partnered with 2 venues here at Chic Studio, and then Five and Dime Pub in Southeast. It's in the Foster Powell neighborhood. And we got, I'll give you a heads up on the first 2 things coming up. So later this month, January 20th, that's a Tuesday night, we're aiming for midweek evenings that don't clash with the Bricks and Booze events, so that you guys don't have too much competing activity options there. So the ones that we're looking at are, first off, we'll be meeting here Tuesday, January 20th, for a botanical parts draft. So if you would like lots of botanical parts and want to come and join us for a draft, show up at 6 p.m. Right here. And our draft will start at approximately 7 o'clock, so don't be late. If you are in need of a set, we purchased a bunch of these on sale and have some available. So come and see me after the program if you would like to get one. We have a limited amount available. This is a retired set, so you can't buy it in the Lego store anymore. It is still available through Amazon and a couple other venues, but if you purchase it through PortLUG, you help support some of the stuff that we do here. So dried flower centerpiece draft, January 20th, here, 6 p.m. Come on out, join us, have some fun, get some plant parts. For the new folks, just real quick, a parts draft is when everybody who participates brings the same set. We open them up, we dump them all out, we separate all the parts into individual lots, and then everybody takes turns picking lots of parts. So you get bulk amounts of specific parts that you're interested in. It's a great way to accumulate parts where you need a lot of something for building mosaics, or you might be building modular walls or something like that, where you can get lots of flowers, lots of masonry bricks, lots of windows, or what have you. So, and it's a fun group activity. Whenever we poll people on what activities they want, usually the most popular thing is parts drafts. Everybody wants parts. So come on out and join us on January 20th. We're getting into the room at 6 o'clock. The draft will start right at 7 o'clock. So come a little early, hang out, bring a drink, get social, bring some stuff to trade if you want, and then we'll get busy with drafting at 7 p.m. And then the second activity we've got coming up in February, this one will be at Five and Dime Pub in Foster Powell. We're doing a Lego trivia night. So we've partnered with that venue. They have a PA system. They're going to let us come in and take over the place. We're not reserving anything. So you just come in. Seating is first come, first serve. They have some really good drinks. They've got good food. And PortLUG is paying for the pizza for this one. So come on and join us for some trivia, get some pizza, have some fun with some other PortLUG members. And we've got prizes. So, oops. That might be it. That's okay. It was nearing the end anyway. So all of this information is up on that new events calendar portal on the new website. So please go and visit that, check it out. There's more information up there, probably stuff that I'm forgetting to tell you. But the first 2 things coming up, we got parts draft, we got trivia night. Come on out and join us in the evening, and we'll have some fun. Let's see, what else is on my list here?
Will it be easy for most people?
I'm not familiar with the trivia from years past, so it's going to be whatever our board people think of to challenge you guys. So
Trivia and cons is one of those where it's like, nope.
I'm not going to ask you the molecular structure of a 2x4 brick. So no worries there. Okay, so let's see. And then the other thing on our immediate list right now, I think my thing just went to sleep, so we'll just shut that down. But last slide anyway was just the Fan Expo logo. Fan Expo is next week. Thank you everybody who has signed up to help to bring in mocks, to help volunteer at our booth. There were over 40 of you that signed up for this event, so thank you to everyone. Setup is going to take place on Thursday, the 15th, I think that is, starting at 12 noon. So you are welcome to start bringing in your mocks after noon on Thursday. Please consult your email for the specific load-in instructions. I'm not going to go over all the gory details today, but those of you who are registered should have gotten an email with all those load-in instructions. If you did not get that, please let me know after the program today, and I'll be sure to send it to you. Thanks everyone who also signed up to volunteer for our booth this year. They cut back the number of badges that we get this year, so loading up our booth staff was a little bit tricky. So thank you everybody for bearing with me to try to figure out the staff this year and doing the juggling that I had to do. But it's promising to be an awesome event. There's going to be hobbits there. There's going to be Marvel people there. Lots of comic artists and what have you. Come on out and join us. If you've got a pass of your own, feel free to come and hang out at the booth for a while. And especially if you've got something to show off. Now, Jessica.
Are we allowed to bring our own chairs? Like we provided?
We will have a few chairs in the booth, but you're welcome to bring your own if you don't want to sit in hard plastic.
And so we're volunteering on Sunday. Our first band.
Yeah, so the pickup, if for volunteers, I know there's quite a few of you here. Pickup at Fan Expo is always kind of tricky in the way they coordinate their security. Come to the exit at the top of the escalators in the main area and text me with my phone number that's in your email, and myself or JJ or Laura or one of the other booth managers will come out and get you in. It's the, let's see, there's the north entrance with the escalators. Come to the main one because that's the exit in the middle of the building. Yeah, where the dragon boat is, near the grill restaurant. Of course, they could throw us a curveball and change everything again this year. So when you arrive, just text me and one of us will come out and get you in. I didn't hear that. I usually have service. I have Verizon, so I always have service. Yeah, Fan Expo next week. We're looking forward to that. It's always a big fun event. So we'll see you all there. Let's see. Checking my time. Okay, I'm doing actually pretty good. So just a couple of final announcements, and then we're going to shift gears and get into our program for our main program for today. So we've got a build challenge for you guys. So as many of you are aware, and for those of you who aren't, January, I think it's 28th, is International Lego Day. We are not doing an event of any sort for that day this year, but we are throwing a build challenge out there to everyone. So what we'd like you to do is build a little mock. No primers, no nothing, just build something small for what Lego means to you. Because after all, Lego means play well. And with the current, pardon my French, bullshit that's going on these days, it's really depressing out there. There's just nothing but bad news on the TV and online. So try to just shut all that out for a little while. Think about why you like Lego, why Lego is important to you, how it helps you, be creative, how it helps you cope, what you enjoy about it. Build a little mock that represents that, even if it's just putting a flower on a base plate. And bring that with you to the February meeting where we will be at Brickticulous. So that is your build challenge for January. Build a little mock that represents why you like Lego and how much you enjoy it. Question? That is still in limbo. Yeah. The question was, what about Brickticulous? And that is a constant moving target. We don't know. We find out from month to month what that status is. And we are meeting there next month for what will likely be our last go, because we have the rest of our events scheduled for here at least through June. Where we go from there, who knows? So that is your build challenge. Your incentive, once again, is we have prizes. So throw a little something together and we'll have a mock showcase with your builds next month. Looking forward to seeing what you all come in with. And we'll send out a follow-up email to bug you guys about that too. I've got one more quick announcement, and that is that Jess Buka has had to step away from our board. She's decided that it doesn't quite work with her schedule right now, and she didn't want to hold us back. So we currently have an empty spot on our board in the role of assistant/activities director. They are the ones that help me go and plan activities, run meetings and events. I will be moving forward with our board and steering committee to kind of fill that need. But if there's anybody out there in the group who feels like, hey, I could run a draft because that's, something I like to do, or I don't mind going to a bar and drinking beer and talking about Lego, and that's something I can do, then come and talk to me after the program, or just shoot me an email sometime and let me know if you're interested in participating in some of our event and activity management, because that is where we are needing the most help, especially this year as we're starting to really ramp up our activity schedule. So if anybody is interested in that, just come and chat with me a little bit later. All right. Well, I was able to race through that, and I got 8 minutes to spare. So we're not going to waste any time. We're going to get right into our feature program for today. I want to first off thank all of our collab leads who are participating today, and ask all of you guys to come up to the front and get ready to do your thing. So as a lot of you know, and for the new folks who don't, there are a lot of programs, building programs, that PortLUG and the larger community participate in by way of collaborative builds. Those might be giant dioramas where everybody participates to build a little something to add to the diorama. Or it might be individual elements that you build to add to a larger thing. There's different types of collabs. There's different ways of getting involved. Today, we're going to share some examples of some of the collabs that we have that show at Bricks Cascade, Fan Expo, or Star Wars Weekend, and some of the others. So we've got 6 folks lined up today. I'm going to start with question.
I missed the email.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, and I think Jason's got a quick announcement after too, so we'll get you guys at the tail end. So I'm going to start with Stuart, and we're just going to go down the line. They're going to give a brief overview of the collab that they work with, how to get involved, some, kind of quick, details on, what goes into participating. And then each of them will have a few minutes to take any questions that you might have. Once we get down the entire list of folks, they will be staying at their stations for about another 10 minutes. So if you want to go and talk to any of them personally about any of these collabs, how to get involved, or have any additional questions, you'll have that opportunity as well. So get comfortable. I'm going to take this mic off and hand it off to Stuart, and enjoy some of PortLUG's collab groups.
Thank you, Eli.
The folks online appreciate the microphone.
Sure thing. Absolutely. Thank you all for coming out today. I'm Stuart Newman, and I'm representing the Great Ball Contraption, or as we colloquially call it, the GBC. GBC is part of the Technic group only because these are mechanisms, and they're centered around the Lego motors. And so essentially what Great Ball Contraption is really based on is it's based on the little soccer balls. These are made by Lego. They're official Lego. You'll notice that I have white and orange balls in here, which are all official Lego. And then there are some other colors that Lego's never made. We're not that particular about exacting standards with that. But the whole idea is that the mechanisms, and that's kind of general, it's left up to your creativity, are moving these balls around. And they are built on a specific standard. So inputs to what we call modules need to be 10 bricks high, they need to be 8 bricks wide, and they need to be able to handle approximately 1 ball per second on average. Beyond that, it's up to your creativity as far as how you want to build this. And the only thing we ask is that you do spend some time running it and testing it. Because in the best of times, and I'm going to be really disappointed and also completely shocked if this works when I try it in a moment. If it works the first time. In the best of times, this is controlled chaos. In the worst of times, if we've got modules that do not work or do not work reliably, then it's kind of it's just complete nonsense. So it is a ton of fun. At Bricks Cascade, we actually have a giant circuit that we put together with all these other build collaborators who come together from all over the country and participate with us. And we get to build these giant circuits. The kids love to watch the marker balls go all the way around and follow them through all these different modules. I'm going to get mine started up here and see if it actually gets working. Hopefully we're going to see some balls moving around and you guys will get a bit of a flavor for this. And maybe it's all going to work, but usually it doesn't. And they tend to spit balls out. We have to go chasing after them. And it's basically chaotic, but it's also tons of fun. So if you are interested, you do have to have some experience. So far, so good. We also don't talk about them because they hear us and then they decide to misbehave. If you are interested in doing this, you do need to have some experience with Technic. You do need to have some resources to be able to put motors on your things. But there's a group of us who love to do this and love to help people figure out how to do this. So reach out to me, Art in the back, Katie in the back, Rick Boat, who's not here today. There's a bunch of us who do this on the regular and go to a lot of the different activities. So if you have any questions, I've got a couple of sheets with some online resources and feel free to come out and chat with me. Thanks.
Yeah, also a general collab question. When registering mocks at events, for the collab, is there something different we want to do with registering, or just like in this case, register under Technic and maybe take a note that GBC?
Yes, registered under Technic. Note that it's GBC If it's something that's large, so more than a base plate in footprint, then make sure you're describing the size. A lot of the modules that we have just sort of we arrange and then rearrange them as the event goes on, depending on what's working and not working. So we will be moving things around. If you have a big kind of static one, it's nice to get some information so we can adjust for where it may need to live. Other than that, it's pretty open-ended. So, and I think we've maybe stopped working, so that about figures. Yes. 1 ball per second on average. Yeah. And my ball pump is hanging up as it tends to do. So, yeah.
This is our own ball,
Yes. We typically have a supply of balls for the different events. We're going to bring a healthy supply of balls, so you don't need to bring your own. It's a good idea to have some. There are aftermarket balls. Make sure you're building and testing with balls that are of spec. Just buying a bead that's close enough isn't close enough. And you're going to run into problems when we actually run the actual balls. But the balls themselves are very expensive because they're very popular. So if you need some for testing, reach out to me. I can definitely get you some if you need some, and I can put you in the right direction for where you can find them online.
Note that there was balls on Lug Boat a couple of years ago, but I don't think it.
Yeah, not for about 3 or 4 years. We're hoping they come back. So, okay. Thank you, everybody. Dave?
Yep, I'm Dave Morgan. I am co-coordinator of the post-apocalyptic theme with my good friend Rob Welling, who, while he lives up near Olympia, Washington now, still comes down for Bricks Cascade, and I think he's watching the stream right now.
Hey,
and
everybody say hi, Rob.
hi, Rob. And part of this post-apoc theme has been this Dream Bunker collab, which was the brainchild of Mark Cruikshank, who many of you may know. He was on the first season of Lego Masters, and Perry Wang right over there. And I think this might be the 7th year, but it's at least the 6th year. I don't know if it started in 2020 or 2021, but it's been ridiculously popular. There was a period a few years ago where Perry and I were having lunch and going, do we want to do this again? And we talked about it at the Cascades, and people are going, yeah, no, you're bringing it back. It's like, okay, it's kind of a staple now. So the idea originally was that if you had to live underground in the apocalypse, or underground after the apocalypse, what would you want your space to look like? That was the original idea. But it very quickly morphed into pretty much anything you can think of, any theme. So, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Looney Tunes, whatever. And I've been blown away. I'm sure Perry will agree that how much creativity people have with this. One thing that's really cool about the collab is it doesn't really take very many parts. So there's a spec, and I meant to print out a QR code, but I forgot to do that. But we have links to it on the Facebook group, and there's also a Discord channel on the Bricks Cascade Discord server where we have a link to the document. But it doesn't take very many parts. This is the general spec. It's a 16 by 16 footprint, 13 bricks tall. So it doesn't take a lot of parts, and I'm blown away with creativity. You might have like a bag of parts, 20 or 30 of some parts. Like, what am I going to do with this? And then people will just throw it into bunkers in ways that you never thought of. So that is the basic spec. But then you can build multiple wide, you can build multiple high. We had Ben Kahn one year built a Ferris wheel inside a bunker. And then we had one year, I don't know if this was Ben's, where we had a monorail inside that was, 14 units long and about 3 units high, and even went outside and came back in again. So as long as it fits the spec. Now, the reason I have this here is, and Rob uses this, Rob tends to be our bunker master every year. Following the spec is extremely important because these are all, as people like to say, Tetris together. Rob is an expert at that. But if you're off by even a plate, it's not going to work. And we usually try to bring some parts to help if people are off by just a little bit. If they're off by a lot, we have to say, well, you need to go home and fix that and bring it back. But but it's a pretty good spec. And Perry did the original design. It's a great document. It's like a 30-page document on Google Docs that just describes the whole spec, gives you ideas, photos, everything like that. This is one that I built a couple of years ago. This is, I think this is 3 units wide. And part of the spec is you can't have anything on the left or the right because there might be other bunkers next to you, but you can have stuff out front. I built Jason will like this. I built an Old West bunker once, which had a balcony and all kinds of stuff. But this one has stuff on the back because I wanted to be able to have kind of an inset area. And I built a bowling alley a couple of years ago that goes back quite a ways. So basically that's all there is to it. It's so much fun. And as long as you follow the spec, there's plenty of us, especially, I mean, I'm not active on Facebook, Rob is. I'm very active on Discord. And if you have questions, there's plenty of people who do bunkers. People have asked, is it okay if I bring back bunkers that we had last year? And Rob and I were going, sure, we want to keep growing this. I don't remember how many units we're up to now. It's over a couple hundred, I think, Perry. Does that sound right? I think. And we had one year we had 40 different builders, including people from out of the country who've come and built for this. In fact, I don't know for sure, but I know we had people asking, hey, is it okay if we use this at our convention? I went, sure, go ahead. So it's kind of taken a life of its own, but it's a lot of fun. It's just a lot of fun. So that's spec. Anybody have any questions?
You know, a lot of them have lighting. Is that a requirement? Or is that a great?
That's a good point. So in the design spec, Perry put something where if you throw in a 1x2 Technic brick with a round hole in the center, we will provide little Christmas lights because they fit perfectly. But many people, including me, bring their own lighting, and we will provide power. And if you've ever seen the bunkers on site, the back of it is really cool because it's just a spider web of wires. I actually think that looks as cool as the front does. But yeah, I love to put lighting in. This one actually has lighting in it. You can see the two little wire leads here, and then yeah, you can see the lighting underneath. But sure, yeah, bring whatever you want. It's actually really fun because at the After Dark event, you can literally see the bunkers from 100 feet away. They're so bright.
Rob online confirmed you'll have just shy of 200 left.
Okay, so that's great. But we want to keep growing. So feel free to bring back ones that you did before and make new ones. Any other questions? Okay.
Just real quick announcements to kind of follow up what Dave was saying. On our new website, if you visit that collabs page in the community section, you'll find summaries of all of these collabs. We're still building some out. We've got to plug in some information yet, but there is contact info and resource links for all of the things that you're learning about today. So like that doc that Dave was talking about, there's a link for that in that collabs page. So you can go and directly download that, take a look at it. And then if you've got questions for Dave, his email is there. You can reach out to him directly. So yeah, we're setting you guys up with a lot of information and links to help you dive right into any of these projects that you might. All right, so thank you, and we'll continue with Jeannie and portals.
Hey there, so I'm Jeannie. I am one of the two theme coordinators for architecture. Amy is the other one. And a couple of years, maybe about 4 years ago, we came up with an idea for our collab, which is portals. If you ever travel around the world, you'll notice that unlike America, doors aren't just a door you pick up from Home Depot. It's artwork. It's something that somebody has thought about, invested in, portal into their space. That space is up to you. Most people will do them, as you see here. It's on an 8x16 plate. You can have it go back further. The point is not necessarily to have something you're actually seeing into a room. It's the what is that happening at the point at which you pass through a threshold? What's that portal taking you to? And we've had some that were post-apocalyptic. We've had some from various eras, like a 1950s style movie theater. I've seen one, I think, that had like somebody's phone screen in the back of it with an image of something spinning that was taking you to some other realm. So it's all up to you what you're looking for. Some people are very, very architectural, kind of like what these guys are. Some are very much out there in the middle of nowhere, dreamscape, or whatever. We do have here today the little booklet that you can take a look through and see what it takes to put one of these together. There's also QR code up here. We are on Facebook. Facebook groups, just basically Bricks Cascade Architecture. And you can go in there, you can see what other people are doing, what they've done, pull down the PDF, or get it on our new PortLUG website. And that's about it. Any questions? Okay. Yeah. Generally, most of them are about 8 by 16, so they're about 8 studs deep. But a lot of people are 16 by 16 plates because they want to give some depth. Generally, at this point, we don't have a ton of them, unlike some people. So there are connection points between them so that they can lock together. The tops have the stud on top, so that way they can snap together. And we've had them 2 and 3 high, and they've been fine. I probably wouldn't go much higher than 3 at this point, but yeah. Yes?
I have a question on photos. Recommend a specific style, for example, Legos that are botanical Legos? Do you have themes?
Whatever comes into your wild imagination. We've had some people that have had them be, I think one was like a garden gate kind of portal. Yeah. So it's whatever you can come up with and design. Yeah.
Probably get 50 upside down.
Oh, wow. Eli, you just gave me an idea.
That I would love to see that. That would be awesome.
All right, any more questions for the portals? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, Gene. Oh,
Have you ever seen one in a double wide or in a double tall yet? I know it, I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen any yet, but that doesn't mean you can't do it. As an aside, we don't have a ton of people that put out yet into them. So if you're looking for an easy win, to win a prize, an award, and trophy, just saying.
all right, thank you, Gene. We got Hunter with Death Star Village.
Okay, hi everybody. I'm Hunter Shobi. I'm one of the collaborators for Death Star Village. A little backstory for you. This started when a conversation that Eli and I were having about 4 or 5 years ago, and he was building Assembly Square. And I said, well, how's it going? How's the build? And he's like, well, there's a bakery in it, but it's really dim and it's small and it's gray. It looks like the kind of bakery you'd find on the Death Star. and I that stuck with me. I'm like, that is the fantastic idea. So that sort of incubated for a while. And I made this. I made the Death Star Bakery. And that was just a one-off. And I really like to Greeble. My Instagram handle is Greeble Knievel. So I put this together and people thought it was cool. People thought they liked it. And, the appeal is that, many of us are very deep into the Star Wars situation, right? And that the Death Star has all these places that we don't get to see on film. Because we know they have to go to the bathroom, they have to sleep, they have to do all these different things. So we started thinking, what could that be? And then JJ and Eli and Kelly and I started talking about, well, maybe we should make this a thing. We could make more. And so JJ made a disco, the dark spot, the nightclub, right? And then there's a disco that came later. There's a dry cleaners that Eli made, which is fantastically complex. Kelly made a flower shop using a white hood as the wrapping for the flowers bouquet that Darth Vader was carrying, which was an amazing, nice NPU situation. And then I made a gym because I wanted to have Darth Vader levitating weights and things like this. And so once we had 5 of them, everybody started seeing what was possible, and we started encouraging people. And I think the first time we had the 5, I think you already had something sketched up in your computer by like 2 hours later or something like that. So we threw it open, and we have, I think there's over 30 of them now, possibly. There's a casino, there's a daycare, there's a zoo, there's a carbon-free storage room. I think there's a dentist, there's a hair dryer, there's a Lego store, there's all kinds of stuff. And so, what's that? That's Starbucks, right? The coffee shop. And so, you know, I mean, these things sort of make themselves. You come up with an idea and then you just run with it. We have a list of people who've claimed certain themes. And the reason is that we want to try not to duplicate themes as much as possible, because we think that would be more interesting for people to look at. So check in with JJ or myself or Kelly, or possibly Eli. He looks like he doesn't want you to check it with him, but
We are working on a dedicated Death Star Village page that'll go onto that collab resource. And there will be a list of completed modules and work in progress modules. Give you an idea of what's been done, what's in the works, and the sky's the limit beyond that.
yeah, so the specs are you're on a 32 by 32 base plate. You're building on 2 sides up 16 bricks, and that's what you do. And we don't do it like Tetris style. We do it Kubert style. So we have little platforms here. They sort of wedge in there. And we decided that we could just open it so much more for the builders if we didn't have too strong of a thing that made them click together. So we have little platforms, and we set them up at Cascade. I think we had a 3rd tier this year. And we bring, you know, we brought this to Utah. We brought this to some other places as well. You know, and it's as big as however many people show up. So it can be a few or it can be a lot. And that is our collaboration. It's Death Star Village. And we encourage anybody who's interested in this kind of thing to join in and have some fun. Yeah.
I'll just add on to that too. You don't have to be a Star Wars builder to join Death Star Village.
No, Grant built the Yoda studio, which is like a yoga studio, except Yoda is leading it. And
Don't need to
yeah.
stick with that monochrome color scheme either, the black and grays and what have you. We've got a lot of color in our aquatic center and our doggy daycare and, you know, several of the others. So, you know, even if you're not a Star Wars builder, there's still plenty of opportunity to get in and show something off that is likely going to be on that Death Star. I will just throw that I'm working on the Death Star Tiki Bar. So
All right, I might as well just say what my next one is: the Death Star shooting range.
For those that are Star Wars fans, we all know stormtroopers cannot shoot. So, Hunter has claimed that one, so he will be creating a target practicing area at some point.
You already know what it's going to look like. Yeah.
Scorch marks on the walls.
I already got the thing that says how many days without an accent. I got that tile from Citizen Brick, so yeah. And it says 0. Yep. Any questions?
Are you going to be at Fan Expo?
Yes, we will be at Fan Expo. Yep.
It did stick up or out of the side of the wall a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah. Yep. So I try not to go too crazy, but yeah, I can like this. This is illegal, but you know, this is the first one, so it's okay. Anything else? All right. Thanks, everyone.
next up we got Eric with our Moonbase collab.
All right, everybody. So Moonbase is an old collab scheme. I've never taken part in it before. I don't know if it's ever been to Briggs Cascade. Nah. Figured you would know or not. But it's a system of interlocking buildings that everybody can build to the spec and bring them together, and they all fit together. The key is having your doors positioned at the right height and the right location, and stick your module up next to anybody else's, and the doors meet up. And when there is no door, you can stick a little cover on it. But the original spec was on 48 by 48 plates. We've downsized to 32 by 32. It's a bit easier to get in. And we're building it off of the Mills standard. So a lot of different ways that you could collaborate with this. You could build a full-on module as high as you want, with doors all over the place and whatever color scheme you like. I've got a tall one, got some medium ones. You could build little tiny modules. We're going to have Andrew is going to be running monorail track through this, so we're going to need a series of just plain Mills plates and just gray lunar with maybe a little bit of stuff on it, just to route through this city, if you want to call it that, to run the monorail track. You can build monorail stations. The front edge of the display is going to step down to just base plates from Mills, and we'll have a road running along the front, and then a bit of just base plate thick landscape up front. That can also be like some landing pads or lunar plates as you like. But we'll have a roadway and some low level stuff up front and then step up towards the back. Also, other ways you could take part is you could build the end caps like I showed here. They can be little vignettes, like this one's a little bit bigger, or they can just be whatever style of plate you may want to put on the front of a building. Yeah, I think that's the main thing. We've got the spec that goes into detail about how to build it, how to get your layout correct. I think that's on the collab page. Also, a great way to communicate about this is on the Bricks Cascade Discord. We've got a channel for Moonbase Cascadia. So dig into that. Come chat with us. Yeah, this is, I've never led a big collab like this before. So it's a lot of learning and definitely a lot of collaborating and coming up with schemes together to figure out how we want to do it. Been a lot of fun so far. There's also, opportunities for lighting yours. I'm using very cheap string lights with battery operated, but some people are actually building in plug-in lights, and you can run wires down under the Mills plate. Let's see. And then also lead in, Jason just announced a different space collab. Dropped the message in Discord, so I'll let Jason talk about that.
Do we have any questions for Eric on Moonbase?
Okay. Yes, spaceship.
Okay, then we'll move on to Jason and our spaceship collab.
So what we're doing this year, we're calling Ships Cascade. For the past 3 years, we've done collaborative invitations, bring spaceships and other sets in the old classic space themes. We started off with just classic space, and then last year expanded it to all the other factions. And I thought, why not this year look forward instead of back? I love classic space. I will always build on it, but let's make something of our own. And back in 2016, JJ made this incredible little Delta Wing spaceship in the Bricks Cascade colors, and it just came out looking great. And I thought, why not this year, 10 years after it came out, we make that the color scheme for its own faction. And so put it together. Eric's already got some ships made as well. I know a few other people have. The color scheme's pretty simple. White, green, dark green. Generally try and make the body green. Try and make the leading and tailing edges of the wings white. And if your ship is of a shape that allows it, 2 white stripes down the middle. Trans light blue for the windscreens. And there's other details as well. And they're going to get them on the site. They're on the Discord. In fact, I need to get that channel renamed now to Ships Cascade. And we're going to focus on spaceships this time. But if you have an idea for a car or a mech or a station or a Moonbase module that you want to build in those colors, by all means do it. Whatever gets you creative, go with that. In fact, we'll probably see if we can't make it go from the Moonbase into the Ships Cascade stuff as smoothly as we're able. If you're wondering what kind of minifigure should pilot or crew your ship, whomever you like. The build challenge is open to all people, and so it's open to all minifigures. I think it'd be a lot of fun if you have your sig fig pilot it. For the new people, your sig fig is a minifigure that is your representation of you in Lego. And I am looking into having a little bit of a gift for everybody who participates. I'm kind of see if I can get some bricks, custom bricks made in time. If not, it'll be something else. But the main thing is to bring your ships and just have a good time. Any questions? Indeed. Yes.
Should they, for the layout, you wanting them up on display stands of some sort, or just down on the table like you have here?
I love every one of mine is going to be on a stand, probably tilted to look like it's flying. I might build some landing places for some of them. However you think they should best be displayed. I love having them on stands, and it also helps if they're at different heights so that we can see more as they come back away from the table. Like they've said before, if it's a particular size or height that Eric or I might need to know about ahead of time, please notate that when you register the mock so that we'll know. And mark if it's for Ships Cascade or Moonbase or both. Any other questions? Okay.
All right. Thank you, Jason. All right, we got one more for you today, and then we're going to have a little bit of an open house thing going on where you can come up and ask any more questions that you might have. And then I got a couple of real quick closing announcements. Oh, we've got a couple other announcements and then a real quick closing, and then we'll wrap it up for today. But let's talk with Jason and Old West.
Hi guys, Jason. I go by J Bonfire. You'll find me online with that. Our website actually has a really great description of my collab, so I'm going to just read it off for you really quick. It's a large-scale diorama featuring a town and train scene based on traditional frontier architecture and scenery. We include standard 6-wide Lego 9-volt track. You can run RC train on that as well. And we're on Mills base plates. I'm not going to go into all the specs because there's some special, like the porches or rivers that you can find on our Discord channel, on the Bricks Cascade, or on the Facebook page. I did just make the Facebook page private because we've had a bunch of people come internationally and other places that we don't really want on there. So you need to ask permission to get on there. I can grant it. I'm pretty active on Facebook. I'm trying to be on Discord better. But main thing is this year we would like more lights and motion because that's what draws people. So we have some in this building as a shootout. And then we have the train going around, but it'd be nice to see some campfires out in the desert. And I would love to invite any mosaic builders to help build a backdrop, maybe about 2 feet tall, mosaic sunset, something that goes behind it. So come talk to me about that. There's lots of places you could help. You could help build Mills plates. You could help build cacti. You could build lots of different things and help out with it. Any questions?
All right. Oh, wait, you got mine right there.
It's now Town and Country, which used to be part of just Town and Train. They split it. So if you do register for Bricks Cascade, make sure you do Town and Country and specify Old West collaboration.
Okay. Thank you, Jason. All right. And then we have a couple other smaller collabs out there. So I'm going to turn it over to those folks to share a few other quick announcements.
Thank you very much. So those of you that don't know me, I'm Classic Paul. I'm the theme coordinator for the Classic display every year. We are doing the Minilandia parade again. That was rebranded from Bike Parade from a couple of years ago. For those that are less familiar, the Bike Parade was a fun kind of table space filler that we sort of pulled out of somewhere magical a number of years ago, looking to kind of fill up some space, and it blew up into just a very silly kind of fun stretch of road plates that have bikes on them, and then it turned into things like vintage cars and parade floats and all sorts of cool stuff. It's always been popular with the classic display because we have a lot of fun with it. It's kind of silly. Another reason why we've done it year after year is because it allows for smaller builds. We love all the other things that the convention, presents, and there are, amazing works that are done. But we also like to give folks that have smaller part libraries a chance at being able prize that sits on the same level of pride as the largest pieces at the convention. So for sake of perspective, in the first year that we did this, the prize for that mock category in classic was 7 pieces. So if you do something that's clever, if you do something that's small and well designed, you have a chance to win a prize at the convention, again, on equal standing with some of the largest, grandest things that the convention provides. So we will be doing that again this year. I'm going to repeat this ad nauseum until the convention, but please contribute. We always get a lot of fun things. Another thing that Classic is doing that we're kind of putting a thing out to the community for this year is we're introducing anniversaries. This year, Bionicle turns 25. This year, Ninjago turns 15. I know that there are other anniversaries out there as well. I haven't yet done the research, but Classic is going to be reserving a small space with a table sign and some representative sets for the lines that are experiencing significant anniversaries. So we've already got Ninjago and Bionicle spoken for, so we'll be having some representation of those folks at the table. If you are aware of another significant anniversary and you have a model that you would like to contribute as representative of that anniversary to Classic, we are putting an open call out for those. As I said, I will be looking for those on my own as well, and soliciting for that, but putting that ask out to the community for help on those kinds of things. And then the last thing, which is sort of a little bit off the collaborative topic, but Classic in the last week blew up a lot. So it's a good time to kind of just sort of remind folks that if you are bringing something big, if you're bringing something significant or has special needs, or whatever, registering your mocks or getting a hold of your theme coordinators early as possible is always advised. Classic, we've been doing okay the last 2 years, but Classic has always unfortunately had to turn mocks away that came in late or that were bigger than we were told. And we hate to do that. We love the effort that people put in. We're happy, we want to show everyone's talent. So let your theme coordinators know as early as possible. Classic, I think we're actually going to have to close out large builds potentially because of how much we've got coming in. But if you have smaller things coming in, please let me know. We want to find space for everybody, and that applies to all the other themes out there. That's everything that I've got for today. Thank you very much.
Oh, we've got a question.
Sorry.
What's the definition of by year of classic? And are you having it go up 15 years from what it was when Bricks Cascade started?
So we do flex. We don't have a rigid definition. We typically tend to be things that are from the roughly about the mid 90s back to the 50s, early products. We actually have gotten some cool artifacts. We got a bunch of Samsonite stuff last year. We've gotten some other vintage things from the 60s and the 50s. We don't have a rigid category. While we are labeled as classic, we are really sort of classic, community, and culture. And we are open to being flexible on eras with respect to these sorts of things. If there are significant anniversaries, if there's significant pieces of culture, basically, if you have an idea, propose it to us and we can talk about whether or not that fits in with what we're doing. For reference, next year, and I'm holding myself accountable for this now, because I'm scared as hell about it. Next year, Star Wars turns 50. And we are going to try to get all of the yellow face Star Wars sets. So while not technically classic, it's a momentous anniversary. It's a significant period of history in Lego's, product history or whatever you want to call it. And again, while not technically classic, it's important enough that we felt it's valid to present that. So we're open to these kinds of ideas, these kinds of discussions. We like to be informative. We like to show history. If there's a compelling reason to sort of have it in there and it contributes to those kinds of conversations, we're always happy for ideas. Question?
I just had a question for the parade. Are you going to have a section for the
I have no idea what that is, but I will make one.
DWP out for the modular this year.
Okay.
float vehicle with people wearing silly hats.
I would love that. I'm not aware. I haven't heard of that yet, but I would love something like that. Floats also, we're a little bit easier on floats. So there's a sort of standard for the Minilandia parade where basically vehicles, we ask them to keep them around 4 wide because we are still doing classic scale. But I know floats, that doesn't always necessarily work. So as long as it fits on a base plate, we're fine with it. That would be cool. And if you wanted to bring something like that, we would be more than happy to have it. Thank you. Everybody, that's it. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Paul. All right, and we got one more announcement from Jason.
Hi, I am yet another Jason, Jason Head. So I just have a kind of quick collab that I wanted to put out there. I'm planning on doing a scavenger hunt for Bricks Cascade this year. And since the theme of the convention is space, I want it to be a space-themed scavenger hunt. And I want people to be building some relevant mocks to have the public look for and kind of have a nice engaging activity for everybody. I don't want to go into too much detail because that would spoil the surprise for everybody. But if you're interested in maybe building something, you can get in contact with me. I'm on Discord. I have a Discord set up for this to plan and organize everything. And I go by XCCJ on Discord and on Instagram. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out if anybody has some interest in joining this. Thank you.
Thanks for that, Jason. All right. Well, thanks everyone for sticking around for our program today. Let's hear it one more time for all of our collab presenters. I hope you all got something out of this, maybe a little bit of inspiration to join one of these groups. It's a lot of fun. I mean, I still want to build a portal. I'm not going near that. Question here? Yeah. Yeah.
One has a link on the website.
Yes, there is a link for our Discord channel on our website. You can go take the social tab. You'll find that there. I'm not. Can somebody who's familiar with Discord? Do you request access?
I don't think you need to. I think it's open.
Okay.
If it doesn't work and you need the invite link,
Yeah.
just send it to somebody. And our new info at PortLUG.org.
Yeah.
Email and we will send you.
Yeah, because I need to talk to a couple of you guys who are on the Bricks Cascade Discord and get those links from you. So check in with me before. Okay. Andrew. That would be a question for a Bricks Cascade person. Is Drew still here?
Yeah, unfortunately, still here.
Hey.
Yeah, yeah, so all the games and prizes, basically, everyone who attends is a registered prize. And then you also get to sign up. So if you just want to show up and drop your box, leave, that's what the full prize. If you want to participate in stuff, then that's. So the prizes.
Sets.
Yeah. And then, old brick. Yeah, we'll have old brick is already. Participation in the games. That's what's it cost. Yeah, but the door prizes and stuff, usually they have bags of all like last year they had tons of different parts that you can know, depending on the size of the bag. Usually got these 2 big bags of all of one thing. Corner of your tag cut off.
Bags of generic stuff. Last one year they were giving out full big sets. And then when you play the games, you can also set that they use.
And so, sorry, just to tack on to that, I'd be willing to see from all those gifts, it's in excess of $40.
For the folks online who might have missed that, the question is, what's the difference between the pricing on the Bricks Cascade registration with games versus without? The full registration price, which is, what is it, 85 right now? That gets you games with prizes, that gets you swag, that gets you bulk bags, etc. So lots of stuff. The lower price, is it 45? 45 just gets you display space, so no free stuff. So, and it's worth your while to go for the full registration if you're going to be at the event all weekend, because you get lots of good stuff out of it. Jason's got one more announcement about.
Sorry, guys. I just wanted to mention Old West isn't just for Bricks Cascade. We also have a display up at the Great Train Show this weekend, and pretty nice. And so we'd like to be able to do other shows too. So talk to me about that.
All right. So thank you again, everybody, for coming out to share your stuff today. This is about it for our program this month. The collab folks are going to be hanging around for the next 10 minutes or so. If you want to come up and chat with them about anything, if you've got any more questions, if you'd like to come and join us for our botanical parts draft on the 20th and want a set, I have some for sale up front. If you need PortLUG branded bricks, you can see JJ. I'll be hanging out for a little bit. If you have not picked up your event reward, I'll have those up front as well. You can come and collect that. Laura, you gotta. And if you haven't signed in, please do so on the table on your way out the door. Stuart.
I have, if you didn't get a brick ruler, I have 7 more left. I'll bring some to the next meeting as well, but I've got 7 more.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. And we hope to see you at our first social later this month. Have a good weekend.